Hi everyone, welcome to this week's weekly vlog. As you've seen in the little clips before, it's Thursday, so it's not going to be a very long vlog, and I'm sure it's going to be too noisy out here for me to vlog, but honestly it wasn't windy a minute ago, and as soon as I've come out here I think I'm going to go in the kitchen. Let's go to the kitchen cupboard. That's better. Just need to drink. Hi everyone, let's start again. Welcome to this week's vlog. I've only started vlogging on Thursday because we were in Coralejo. We had a great time. You'll see the other vlogs on my other channel if you're interested in that. And then we got back and I've just been busy. I've been busy doing stuff and seeing people and all that, you know, food shopping, all the usual kind of stuff. When we were away, we did a lot of walking and I really enjoyed it. So I've really kind of, I know I said in a few vlogs ago that I wasn't going to be obsessed with doing 10,000 steps or more, but we were doing like 17,000, 18,000, things like that. And that's what I always used to do. So it's kind of spurred me on to actually move a little bit more. And also I want to do a bit more yoga, start a little bit more yoga again. I know I keep saying this, but instead of doing a video from YouTube, I've actually got in touch with my old yoga teacher who knows me really well. And she's going to make me like 2 5-minute videos to do. One of them seated and one of them standing, because laying down is not a good thing for me, and like she knows I can't do too much twisting, can't do too much forward bending, I definitely can't do any kind of extension. So although it won't be much, it will be a start and I'm very excited to start that. I'm also getting on really well with the Qigong, which I've been doing with my friend Anne, and again she's adapted it a little bit to suit me. But I've been doing that most days and I'm really pleased with that. I think that's going to really help. It's very gentle, but it's powerful. It's energy work, it's breath work, it's working with chi or energy. And I'm hoping, you know, that's going to really help me. I've also got school today. We start back at school. In fact, I need to not talk for too long because I need to get going. And I'm really excited about starting again. I think today is just like they call it a presentation, but it's like a sort of little induction thing. And I guess they're going to tell us when our actual day or days are. I'm not sure how many days we'll get this year because the course is been very popular apparently, and so there's lots of people signed up. However, last year there was loads of people to start with and then it dwindled and we got an extra day, so I'll just go with the flow, and if we only get one day I can practice in the, you know, in between times with my friend, because we've got on really well this summer doing our little practices, so that's been really good. Food wise, everything's good. I got a load of new books when we were in Coralejo, and I did a little short of those, so just a selection, so that was really good. And I'm getting on with the crochet, although why I started sticking string on that plant pot I do not know. I'll show it you when I've finished it in about 20 years time. And I think I'm going to need a lot more glue because it seems to, I don't know, the glue gun stick things just get used up really quickly. But I do promise that I will do a craft podcast at some point quite soon, because I'm finishing quite a few things. I did some sewing the other day. I did a macrame which I've finished, which I'm really pleased with. So either next week or possibly the week after I will do a craft podcast, because I went to the sewing shop as well in Coralejo, so I may have purchased a few things, so I'll share those with you. And I'm also going to be making some stuff which I will then give to the Harmony Hearts animal sanctuary, and they have a market stall, so they'll sell them, and obviously they will keep the money. So it's a bit of sort of voluntary work, but it's not really work, is it? I shall enjoy doing that. But I'm just waiting for Temu for the stuff to arrive, and it's been held up at customs, which is annoying. So yeah, lots going on as usual. And I've got the doctor tomorrow, so I'm going to go now and go to school. I will show you our dinner. I made like a vegan shepherd's pie with nutritional yeast on the top of it, and it was really good. We had it for dinner last night with some veg. We've got leftovers, and I've also got let me show you, because I'm right here. For our sugar-free pudding, I stewed up some, well, not stewed, I baked them, some plums and cinnamon and a bit of vanilla. And then, where's it gone? The other day when I made those breakfast bars, I had a little bit of the mixture left over, so I just cooked it into like a, what do you call it, like a granola sort of thing. So I shall sprinkle that on top of the plums, and that'll be our pudding. So I'll put a little clip of that in, and then I will catch up with you tomorrow after I've been to the doctor to let you know how I got on and how school went. It's Friday now, and I've just got back from the doctor, which went really well. I had some tests last week, not because anything was wrong, just because when we were in with Martin's nurse a couple of weeks ago, again, nothing wrong with him, just they like to check things, or our nurses seem to. Martin's nurse suggested that I go and see my nurse just to get my blood pressure checked and what have you. And when I went into my nurse, she said, well, let's check everything. So they did blood tests, they did blood pressure, they did the heart, you know, where they stick the things on you, I don't know what that's called. What else did they do? Urine. And then I had a doctor's appointment this morning to get the results from everything. And I also wanted to mention to my doctor that I think that I've got the perimenopause, and yeah, just I was a bit worried about it. Not worried, but you read stuff about, you know, we're in Spain and they're not going to care less whether you've got, you know, they're not, what's the word? Oh, see, perimenopause, can't find the right word. They're not like, this is annoying me. It'll come to me. Let me know in the comments if you know which word I'm trying to think of. Yeah, that you won't get as much help with menopause symptoms. So I just wanted to mention it to him. And my doctor is lovely, so is my nurse. And anyway, so I went in and he went through all the results of all the tests, which were all absolutely fine. Really good actually, including the one I was really pleased about was that my good cholesterol was very good. So I'm really happy about that, and the bad cholesterol was low, so that also is good. We were talking a lot about diet. My doctor's quite interested in nutrition, and I was sort of telling him about not eating sugar and all the rest of it, and he said, great, all perfect, but maybe slightly less fruit than I'm eating, because my potassium was slightly higher, and obviously bananas, oranges, avocados, all of which I eat quite a lot, are one of they're like the three main things. So I need to maybe tweak my breakfasts a bit, and I think I'm gonna still have my smoothie, but I'm either going to have it every other day or like half, and then I'm going to have some kind of, maybe some homemade bread toasted with some hummus and vegetables on it, and then I'll just have the fruit in the evenings when I have my my puddingy thing, because I do eat a lot of fruit at the moment, and yeah, so yeah, that's just a little tweak that I need to think about. But you know, he said it's far healthier to eat too much fruit than it is to eat too much like processed stuff, so he was really happy. I also then obviously spoke to him about the menopause, and he couldn't have been more supportive, more interested. He asked me a lot of questions. We were talking about the headaches and the fuzzy head, and you know, a few other things like my sleep and things like that. And I said to him I would rather try to manage it through diet or through natural ways, exercise and blah blah blah, and doing my you know, breathing and all this kind of thing, and little things to help sleep. But he said his wife has just gone through it, and she took some herbal medication which he's recommended that I do. So I might I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. He said it's really helped her with sleep, with hot flushes, with skin and hair, which he said can become very dry. My hair falls out a lot anyway. So it was really good. And then, you know, he said if anything gets worse, come back, blah de blah. So yeah, that's it really. This afternoon we're going to go for a walk, because we didn't go for our walk this morning, so I will vlog a bit of that. I think we're going to go park at Costa d'Antigua and walk back to Caleta and get a cuppa, and then walk back again. So it's a nice walk along the coast path. Then I've got Zoom with my mum, which I'm very excited about. Get to hear all about her travels. She's just come back from Marrakesh. And I'm making dinner in the slow cooker at the moment. I've got loads of veg in there. I've got lots of spices, paprika, lots of garlic, and I'm going to put some beans in with mine and have them with some homemade chip potato things, and the rest's going to go in the freezer. So I can't even remember basic words. So this is the thing that I was just talking about. It's got pinto beans in it, and I get these big jars here from Mercadona. They're 400 grams, so I've already used some of them for a lunch, but this has got lots of spices in it, and chili, paprika, tomatoey, lots of veg as well. So that's going to be nice. And then with the rest of them, this looks disgusting, but it is really yum. I just mash it with a fork, the rest of the beans, with some lemon juice, a little bit of tahini, salt, pepper. I put oregano in it and a tiny bit of chili. And I shall probably have that on a piece of the homemade toast bread, toasted, that I made for my breakfast tomorrow. So I'm going to pop that in the fridge now. Also, school yesterday was really good, although slightly confusing, which doesn't surprise me, a bit chaotic. We've got to go next week, and we will find out which level we are, although I know I'm level 2 because the teacher already told me that. And then we will then know when our lessons are going to be, which days of the week, so that's good. It was lovely to see people again and be back in the classroom. We weren't there for long, so it was good. So yeah, we're going to start that next week. So I need to up my studying, especially because I think level 2 is going to be a lot more involved. There's going to be a lot more doing different tenses and things like that, which I have done a little bit of, but I do forget big time. And I find if I work on like the preterite tense, for example, I then forget all the present tense and the future and blah de blah. So I need to keep going with my studying. I did do a bit of Duolingo this morning, so that was good. Anyway, I've rambled on for 7 minutes, which is not very exciting. So I'm actually going to say goodbye now. I will film a little bit of our walk, so you'll see that in a minute. But other than that, I hope everybody has a lovely weekend. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.